is a wonderful day for football here at Memorial Stadium, Lincoln, Nebraska. Another sellout crowd. Louisiana Tech won the toss. They have elected to receive after Tristan Albano kicks it off. With Smoke Harris and Cyrus Allen back deep to receive, there will be no opportunity for them to do so. Quick pass over the middle, incomplete. Looking for tight end Ryan Rivera. Coverage by Mekhi Bayer. Well, in that particular case, True Edwards. Incomplete pass, Malcolm Hartzog on the coverage. He's run the ball for 65 yards this year. Well, they do get the ball in space to Smoke Harris, and he breaks one tackle. That pass is a little bit behind Keldrick Moody, but he still caught it out of the backfield. Bulldogs this year are 2-2. They've defeated FIU and Northwestern State, an FCS school from the Southland Conference. Their losses to SMU and North Texas. Abraham Delphin is the center. He's over the ball. His 7th year at Louisiana Tech. Turning to throw and fading backwards as he throws it down the sideline and looking for True Edwards. Well, it's good to start well on defense, and Nebraska has done that. Again, they have not surrendered a point on a drive to open the first half or the second half all year long.
That is shanked, by the way.
By Oschendorf. There is a marker down.
Holding on the return team, number 25. 10-yard penalty from the end of the play. 1st and 10.
With Heinrich Haarberg making his second start at quarterback. With injuries to Gabe Irvin and Ramir Johnson, Anthony Grant is the tailback, and Haarberg is under pressure, and down he goes. Brevin Randall, linebacker, transfer from Stephen F. Austin, originally from Marshall, Texas.
Randall's very active in this defense.
Nebraska backing up after the 21-yard punt. There was a penalty on the punt, then a sack. Very good in the quarterback run game. Haarberg last week ran for 98 yards. This doesn't go for very much before Deshaun Hall Jr. makes a tackle along the D-line. Here's Haarberg on the move, and he finds Billy Kemp the 4th. And Billy Kemp the 4th struggling for the 40-yard line, which is what he needed, and he picks it up. And Fedoni is in the pattern right now on the rollout here by Haarberg, and so was Borkacher. Both tight ends were on the right-hand side where Haarberg rolled, but he throws it away under duress from Rayson Williams. You just saw number 3, Just Lord Boateng. He does have Big Ten experience. He's played at Michigan State. Here's a deep pass, and Haarberg gets broken up. Haarberg throwing it deep. Keyshawn Paul breaks that play up as it was a deep ball intended for Billy Kemp the 4th. Scott Power, the outstanding defensive coordinator for Louisiana Tech. He's in his 2nd year. Last year, the team forced 22 turnovers. Trying to get their hands on some more turnovers. This is a big punt. There's a marker down. Brian Buschini, who 2 years ago at Montana was the FCS punter of the year. Tech is averaging 41 yards a kick this year, but again, there's a marker down.
Yeah, Tech jumped. It's going to go against Louisiana Tech.
Offside. Defense, number 23. 5-yard penalty. Repeat, 4th down.
And there is Smoke Harris, one of the great all-around players, wide receiver, kick returner, punt returner.
Smoke got a lot of make you miss in him.
Yes, he does. Matt Rule spoke glowingly about him at his press conference Monday here in Lincoln, and Buschini is angling that is this one for the sideline. Oh, wow, Harris, risky maneuver, but he picked it up after it bounced at the 8-yard line. Smoke Harris, nowhere to go. Omar Brown on a tackle around the line of scrimmage.
Nash Hutmaker, you can see him right there. He got here 3 years ago undefeated high school wrestler. He is now playing, he's gotten better every single year. He is now playing exceptionally well, and you can see all those wrestling skills.
From Chamberlain, South Carolina, and he's trying to collapse the pocket. Flushed is Jack Turner. Turner under pressure from Javen Wright. Penalty markers down. Turner's out of bounds.
Holding. Defense. Number 13. 10-yard penalty from the end of the run. Automatic first down.
Play fake throw to the edge. Smoke Harris nowhere to go on the edge. And the Cornhusker defense just overpowers the lone blocker, Julian Lewis, out on the edge. Now here's a check down throw to running back Jacob Fields. There's a whistle before they have a chance to throw it his way.
Timeout, Louisiana Tech.
Coming up here for Louisiana Tech in a 3rd down and 3 situation. They have a first down by penalty on this drive when Malcolm Hartzog was called for defensive holding.
Look, they're showing a blitz on the left side here, right offensive side.
Henrich was right over the right guard, but he's backed off as Turner throws and too high. Fair catch. And he is blocking right now. Fedoni is on the quarterback keeper. Quarterback run game for Haarberg. And it's the I formation right now. Baron Liebentritt is the fullback. I back is Anthony Grant, and it is officially 2nd down and 3. Oh, the option. And Haarberg on the keep, first down. Has already run for 15 yards on the drive. Now an opportunity for Anthony Grant. 915 yards and 6 touchdowns on the ground for Grant last year. Fumbled in the opener against Minnesota, and a lot of the runs since had gone to Irvin and Ramir Johnson, but they're both out for the year. And so it's Grant's show. And there's a slant. Nice catch. Billy Kemp, the 4th. He delivers a hit in the aftermath and churns forward to the 46-yard line for a first down.
Nicely done by Kemp.
Ben Scott to center. Snap back to Haarberg. Quarterback draw. Ran out of 1 tackle. Does not cross midfield. Gray is a transfer from Iowa State. Haarberg to throw. And Kemp has been his preferred target so far in the game. That one, however, that pass attempt is off target for Kemp. 8 catches, 70 yards this season for Billy Kemp going into play today. And he's already added to those numbers. Here's a 3rd down. Louisiana Tech struggled in this department on defense last week. It's a low throw, and it's incomplete.
He dropped it.
Marcus Washington.
They can't do that.
The sun came out just as Smoke Harris was back to field that punt. He fought off the sun field and then runs the ball up to the 15-yard line. Harris dealt with that moment where the sun peeked out from the clouds and was able to field the punt. And now here is Jacob Fields, a converted defensive back. In fall camp, the freshman converted from DB to running back, and he picks up 3 yards. Blaze Gunnerson the tackle.
Nicely done by Hootmaker right there.
And they're going tempo, and they're throwing the ball underneath. Keith Willis Jr., Jarvis Thornton, Tyree Shelton, top 3 on the depth chart at running back are all injured. So Fields with a lot of work in store for him today. He's out. Keldrick Moody's the running back. 3rd and short. Fake handoff.
Got it.
And it is Jack Turner driving over the 25 for the first down. Way off target for Cyrus Allen. 87,115 on hand at Memorial Stadium, and a rising voice on 3rd and 13 for Louisiana Tech. Dakota Williams, positive yardage on this play From Savage, Minnesota, Blake Oschendorf.
Nice kick.
6'6", 220 is Oschendorf. And he got all of that 6'6" leg into it. Haarberg on the option. A gaping hole for Heinrich Haarberg. Haarberg got a block from a downfield receiver, Alex Bullock. And this is all the way into Louisiana Tech territory. We're in the last 40 seconds of the first quarter. Deepest penetration for either team so far. Nice balance by Anthony Grant on the run. And he'll have another opportunity. Grant on the handoff. Wrapped up by David Blay, a Division II transfer from Westchester University in Pennsylvania, but it is enough for a first down. This is now at the Louisiana Tech 25-yard line on the opening play of the second quarter. Anthony Grant, lead block by the fullback, Baron Liebentritt, and Anthony Grant surging down to inside the 18 of the Bulldogs before a Zach Zymos tackle.
Now, here's a nice move right there.
And it is Haarberg keeping the ball.
Job.
Miles Hurd.
There's a shock, huh?
Tristan Albano has gone 1 out of 2 on field goals this year, made from 27, missed from 45. There will be no field goal. It's a fake, and the holder runs the ball. First down is picked up, and it's Timmy Bleekrode. Buschini is the normal holder, but Timmy Bleekrode was the holder, and he ran it right through the right side, Matt, for a first down.
Now, well blocked. You see Ethan Piper coming around 57, does a good job and gets a nice block. That's a nice hole. You could have driven a truck through it.
Ball's all the way down to the 9-yard line. Well, normally Buschini is the holder, so the alarm bells go off when something changes in the field goal operation, and sure enough, Bleekrode ran the ball, and Haarberg runs the ball on first and goal. So that is quite a moment for Bleekrode. Running the ball on a fake field goal and putting the Huskers in now second down and goal to goal, and it's Billy Kemp running the ball and scoring. Cornhuskers on the board early in the second quarter.
He should turn around and kiss his tight ends because they both had great blocks.
Morkature and Fedoni with good blocks to Matt's point. The boot by Buschini. And here's a run back. Cyrus Allen. Allen finds 2 creases, but markers are down. Cyrus Allen is going to run this back all the way, but markers are down on the play.
During the return, holding, return team number 21. 10-yard penalty from the spot of the foul. First down.
13-yard line. It is a start today for Jack Turner. Nick Bachmeier is out injured, and a long throw across the field by Turner, and it is Smoke Harris banging his way up near the 20-yard line. Markers down.
On Louisiana Tech, their first of the game. The next violation will result in a foul. Second down.
There's Sonny Cumbie. Second season as the Louisiana Tech head coach, 42 years old, from Snyder, Texas.
Did you hear what he said? I didn't catch.
Sideline warning. Sideline warning. Yes,
okay.
yes. The next one will be a penalty. Sideline warning, Louisiana Tech. Smoke Harris caught that pass, and officially that goes for 6 yards. He has caught a pass in 37 straight games. Smoke Harris, 6th-year senior, rolling and throwing. And Turner's pass is complete. Omar Brown on coverage, but a first down is picked up. Gildert Moody. And a nice job of setting an edge by Isaac Gifford on the Nebraska defense. It forces it inside for no gain. trouble blocking the perimeter. Dakota Williams, the running back. Again, he is a converted wide receiver to running back. As of Monday is when he converted from running back, from wide receiver to running back. That's why you see number 81. They need 7 yards, and they need to snap the ball because the play clock is winding down.
Timeout.
They got the timeout before the play clock expired. Louisiana Tech does have 2 Big Ten wins against Illinois and 1 against Michigan State. Right now they have 3rd and 7. And throwing for a lot more than 7 is Jack Turner to Cyrus Allen. Allen had a kickoff return for touchdown a little bit ago, negated by penalty, but that is a first down catch. Cyrus Allen was a guy who last year averaged 22 yards per catch. That went for 28. Quick throw, Smoke Harris, and this time he uses his block on the edge well and scoots out of bounds after a nice pickup.
Yeah, I'm a fan of this guy. I think this kid's got next level potential.
Sonny Cumbie said Smoke Harris has an uncanny ability to make people miss. Very strong in his lower bodies, can break tackles, can break arm tackles, and has worked on his top end speed.
So he reminds me of Tyreek Hill. He's not as fast as Tyreek Hill. He has that quick twitch, make you miss stuff in him, and he plays with the same kind of confidence as Tyreek Hill. Here we go. Now we got the bunch up top, all 3. Let's see what they do. They don't run any picks down here.
Harris is the middle man of those 3 in that bunch formation, but it's going to the other direction. It's a running play. Jacob Fields breaks out of the tackle at the 10-yard line and then has freedom to run into the end zone. Touchdown, Louisiana Tech. The run by Jacob Fields of 14 yards.
Fields does a nice job of keeping his balance.
Fields has his 2nd touchdown of the season.
They came right back.
Yes, they did.
They gave one up and they showed some Terry Bradshaw kind of grit.
Buck Buchanan is the kickoff specialist for Louisiana Tech.
That ain't the Buck Buchanan I know.
Yes. A response drive by Louisiana Tech, and here is another gigantic hole. Haarberg all the way through the hole, all the way down the sideline. He runs it in, but a marker is down, thrown at the 40-yard line of Louisiana Tech.
Holding during the play, number 10. Delay of game, sideline interference on Louisiana Tech, 5-yard penalty.
So the holding penalty can't be on 10.
No, it was Marcus Washington, 13. He was complaining. At least that's what it looked like from here when he got to that 2nd level. Let's see, we got, yeah, it's right down here, right there.
Was it Kemp? Kemp was in there too.
It was, take your pick. There was 2 guys.
Yeah.
Washington, you can see he had a little bit of a grasp on the, and he complained to the officials. So maybe he was complaining for Kemp.
And by the way, that's the 2nd sideline warning on Louisiana Tech, so there was a penalty involved there. Here we go for the 48. So it's still, look, it's a big chunk play for Heinrich Haarberg, another big running play, but it's not as big as it could have been. Again, Ramir Johnson and Gabe Irvin Jr. are done for the season with injuries. Anthony Grant has been the man all day, but now they'll turn to Emmett Johnson. Play fake, quick throw, and Alex Bullock with the catch. And Bullock. That is the first catch today for Alex Bullock, former walk-on, now scholarship player, 5 catches this season. Oh, Haarberg is under heavy pressure. The helmet of Haarberg, as a matter of fact, comes flying off, which means he'll be coming out for a play. So here comes Jeff Sims. Sims is not 100%, but he is capable of coming in here in this particular situation. Sims, the starter in the first 2 games, but was injured and out last week, and he goes in. Haarberg has to come out for 1 play due to his helmet coming off. 2nd and long after the sack. Sims got away from Williams and keeps the play alive for a moment before Zymos, who had half a sack on the previous play, takes him down for a loss. Well, this is 3rd down and a country mile. Short hop throw. Smoke Harris. Career punt return average is about 11 yards. Markers down as it's booted away by Brian Buschini. Harris catches, tiptoes up the sideline, caught it at the 11.
There's 2 fouls on the play. Legal formation on the kicking team. More than 4 players in the backfield. That 5-yard penalty would be enforced from the end of the run. Also, illegal participation on the offense. We're having a player go out of bounds on his own, come back in and participate. That foul is declined.
Belted as he threw the ball.
That's it.
Nebraska thinks they've got an interception.
Well, tie goes to the runner, right? Tie goes to the offensive player. If they're both clinging to it, it's the offense's ball.
Quentin Newsom is there. Cyrus Allen is there.
And the official's there, and he's saying it's going the other way.
To Cyrus Allen.
Right.
Play clock.
Flag.
Good coverage by Brown. Billy Kemp waves everybody off. They have all 3 timeouts, so everything, anything and everything's available to them right now. Grant's run officially went for 3. Option sliding down the right side.
Ball carried by number 10, Heinrich.
17 out of 38 for the year on 3rd down for Nebraska going into the game. Big hit, Miles Hurd.
Miles Hurd.
Once again, Eamon Johnson, and he'll stand for pass pro. And there's Kemp. He catches it. He hangs on to it after a big hit from Keyshawn Paul, and it's down to the 33-yard line of Louisiana Tech. Clock stopped long enough to move the chains on 1st down. That pass went for 22 yards. There's a safety valve. Yes. Separated from the ball. Emmett Johnson, a big hit by Brevin Randall. May find out what kind of leg Tristan Alvano has, but we're going to see what kind of arm Haarberg has here. Trying to drop it in the bucket to Fedoni. There's a marker down.
Holding. Defense. Number 2. 10-yard penalty from the previous line of scrimmage. Automatic. 1st down.
Matt Rule and Marcus Satterfield both told us yesterday on the GPS they clocked him at 21 miles per hour last week. Haarberg throwing end zone and looking for Alex Bullock, who has 1 catch in the game.
Shanked it.
41 yards, way off target. And we have reached the end of the 1st half. Nebraska is double dipping. They had the ball to end the 1st half. They drove down and had a 41-yard missed field goal. And they have the ball to start the 2nd half. It's a kick return. Oh, and it's a lost ball on the kickoff return.
And they got it.
There's a marker down. Louisiana Tech has recovered.
During the return, holding. Return team number 31. 10-yard penalty from the spot of the foul. 1st down.
And here's a running play. Anthony Grant cuts to his left after picking up yardage for the 1st down.
We got a player down.
Brayson Williams needing assistance from the Louisiana Tech training. They're down a key player now for a while at Williams. Keeper on the option. Haarberg eludes Keyshawn Paul. Motion for Alex Bullock. Oh, and Haarberg was turning to hand it off to Anthony Grant, but Grant went a different direction. I formation. And the handoff is executed, and the running play is executed. And very well, the blocking puts Anthony Grant deep into the Louisiana Tech secondary, and Cecil Singleton Jr. saves a touchdown. Another play where Barrett Liebentritt, sophomore from Omaha, transfer back to Nebraska from Notre Dame. He's in at fullback. Ball's kept here by Haarberg.
Fumbled again.
Yep. Third down and 3. Haarberg faked it. Reads the defense and is short. Louisiana Tech 21-yard line. Big moment in a tie game. And it's Grant, and he's waiting for something to open up, and it really opens up. Grant down the sideline, lunging for the end zone.
Short.
First and goal at the 1. Grant driving through Brevin Randall. Touchdown, Cornhuskers.
Well, Rayson Williams went out. They ran right at his replacement every time.
Tristan Alvano with the extra point. He missed a 41-yard field goal.
Grant now is over 100. He's at 102.
Yes, he is. Running play for Jacob Fields. First down. Dakota Williams in motion. Pressure. And on the little shallow cross, it's Smoke Harris who ran into his own man, the coldest Crawford. Dakota Williams, oh, he's blasted.
Nowhere to go.
Incomplete for Rivera. Jack Turner under all kinds of pressure, got the ball away. It's a completion.
It's just where that official marks it, and he's marking it short.
At the 28-yard line of the Huskers. And hold the phone.
Previous plays under further review. The ruling on the field with the runner was short on the line of game. Ruling on the field.
Interesting.
So did they move it at all?
No, they said the ruling on the field stands. Fourth down and 1. Rivera behind the quarterback, Jack Turner. They're just going for the bush push here. They did that last week on a quarterback sneak as well. And we'll just see what the spot is here.
It's going to be short. They didn't even move.
Line to gain. First down.
It is a hold on fourth down for Nebraska. And Haarberg under pressure. Rayson Williams is back in the game. Here's a big hole to run it. Anthony Grant. And Grant accelerates through another hole. Markers are down. Grant cutting all the way back across the field and all the way down the field to score. But we may have the third touchdown today called back due to penalty.
Holding. Offense. Number 84. 10-yard penalty from the spot of the foul.
So watch Bullock's helmet.
Johnson's in the backfield. Oh, and Haarberg is blasted as he throws, but Nate Borkacher is able to jump on the ball. With the blitz off the edge, a huge hit on Haarberg. Borkacher, though, pounced on the football. Haarberg drops and throws. Well, now the Huskers are looking at third down and 9. Last 4 minutes of the third quarter. Hurd with pressure. Throw. Billy Kemp trying to make a move.
Buscini sounds like a good Italian dish you'd order. Have some Buscini.
He's from Montana. And that's a nice punt. He didn't need to kick it all the way to Montana, but he placed it perfectly. Special teams are going to put this down to the 1-yard line. Timeout on the field. So they deemed that the punt was actually touched at the 5-yard line. Jack Turner rolls and throws the ball away. He did vacate the tackle box. Here's a run. Cutting Fields. And a marker comes in just when I was about to say that they'd established a little bit more of a beachhead down there.
Yeah,
that 5-yard run by Fields appears like it might be negated.
It was a late flag, though.
Holding. Offense. Number 76. Half the distance to the goal. Second down.
Ball's back at the 3-yard line. It comes out quickly. Oh, Smoke Harris caught it and barely got out of the end zone. It initially was not ruled to be down at the 1 on the punt. Now the ball, after penalties and negative plays, is at the 1. Jack Turner does find Harris, and a tackle is made in the open field by Omar Brown. These are nervy moments for the punter. Blake Oschendorf standing with his heels near the end line. Under the circumstances, that's a fine punt. Billy Kemp does have room to return to the 46, stops, moves, and goes from his 46 to the Louisiana Tech 46. That's Michael Clark with the wrap-up on defense.
Add to the play. Unsportsmanlike conduct. Defense, number 6. 15-yard penalty, automatic first down.
Well, you've seen a lesson here in the last few minutes of the importance of flipping the field and field position. Great punt. Louisiana Tech could go nowhere, and now Nebraska sitting pretty. They've got to do something with it. Brevin Randall, who was just called for the penalty, makes the stop on that running play.
Yeah, Brevin Randall's a solid player. He's seeing things well. He's nice and aggressive to the hole like he had to be. It's going to be to go to quarter number 4.
We start the 4th quarter. Nebraska 14, Louisiana Tech 7. Nebraska ball at the Louisiana Tech 29-yard line. They're going to say officially the 30 here. Second down and 9. Heinrich Haarberg in a second start. Under pressure. Throws it. Thomas Fedoni. Fedoni racing for the end zone and finds it. Touchdown Nebraska to open the 4th quarter. Marco Ortiz is the deep snapper. Brian Buschini the holder. And Tristan Albano. And he hits the extra point. There's a kickoff coming. Fedoni for 30 yards on the touchdown, and we will see it once again. Haarberg to Fedoni. But first the kickoff. Will Cyrus Allen or Smoke Harris have a chance to return it? Yeah, Allen, he's dangerous. He's run one back today, but it was called back due to penalty. And he swarmed around the 24-yard line.
Well, let's see what they were trying to do here, Louisiana Tech, as if there's a flag down on the field.
On the return team, number 23, his first of the game. After this is a goal, first down.
It's 2 unsportsmanlike conduct penalties here in the last little bit on the Bulldogs. This drive starts at the 11. Things are not much better. Running, Keldrick Moody. Javen Wright with a tackle. First one there. Harris makes a man miss, runs away from Gifford, and has the first down for Louisiana Tech. Ultimately, it will be Hartzog who escorts him out of bounds, but a long pass play for Louisiana Tech, something they desperately needed. That went for 35 yards, and Keldrick Moody, welcome to Lincoln, Nebraska. The introduction made by Deshaun Singleton. And that was a good, hard, clean hit by Singleton. TFL -1. Had it up in the air and tantalizingly hanging there before it falls to the turf. Incomplete pass, batted down at the line of scrimmage. Jack Turner. Buckmeyer's hurt today. Turner launching. Flag is down on the pass intended for Smoke Harris, covered by Omar Brown.
There's no foul on the play for defensive pass interference. Fourth down.
That's a good call.
The first half came to a conclusion at 7-7. They are losing their foothold. They punt it away. Marker down on the punt. Billy Kemp, fair catch, 13-yard line.
Legal formation, offense, number 27. More than 4 players in the backfield. The 5-yard penalty will be enforced from the end of the kick.
And darting to the outside and able to elude a couple of tackles is Anthony Grant. Tackled by Miles Hurd, but Grant with a pretty effective first down run for 7.
Yeah, you just got Barrett Liebentritten there, the fullback, number 34. I like the way he blocks. He reminds me of an old Nebraska guy, Corey Schlesinger. Same type of toughness.
Or Rex Burkhead, if we're talking Nebraska fullback.
Rex was a runner. Rex was a runner. Corey was a blocker.
Grant waiting for something to open up. He spins away from Brevin Randall, and the ball is up to the 28-yard line. Haarberg on the option. And Haarberg makes a man miss into the secondary. Heinrich Haarberg turns on the Jets, and he's gone, and there's no flags this time to bring it back. Touchdown, Heinrich Haarberg. Extra point. 28-7 Nebraska.
When you're running that form of the option, it really comes down to one-on-one. So it's assignment football on the defensive side. And so if you're on your assignment, you make the tackle. That time, Brevin Randall was on the right assignment, and Haarberg just ran back inside of him, made a miss, and he was off to the races.
And here's Jack Turner throwing a little bit behind Smoke Harris. It's an incompletion. Dakota Williams at running back. Louisiana Tech has been hurt by some penalties, some drops, as the case was right there. Bad field position here recently as well.
Yeah, too many drops today. You got to catch the football.
Such a great crowd here, 87,000 strong today on the 35-yard line. 3rd down and 10. Jamari Butler forced Jack Turner out of the pocket, throws it up for grabs. Looking for Cyrus Allen, covered by Quentin Newsome.
That whole thing was on Jamari Butler. Butler came inside with a really nice pass rush. He may have even been held. I don't know.
I think he was as a marker down, Matt, and I think you're onto something.
Number 75. Penalties decline. 4th down.
Yep.
Cameron Lenhart's another promising young defensive lineman for Nebraska that I know you like, Matt, and he banged up last week and not playing today. Another fair catch by Billy Kemp.
And here comes that rainy day feeling again.
The rainy day feeling.
Yes.
It's not good. Yeah. Mortgager and Lindenmeyer is the 2 tight ends right now. And Haarberg under pressure and hangs on to the wet football under pressure, which is a key thing, although I think it did come out at the end, but the referee says he's down. Jesse Evans, a transfer from Prairie View A&M on the pressure at tackle and sack.
They did a nice job of inside out on that, and the most important thing is when he had an opportunity to make a play, he got him down.
And that's a loss of 7. Now the ball back at the 10-yard line as we've gone under the 10-minute mark left in the game. Quickly out from Haarberg, and Billy Kemp. Space, blockers, but stopped well short of the first down, up around the 18 or 19. You know, Matt Rule said he wants to build a program of players who love football. And when we asked, well, who are some examples of someone who really loves it? And he brought up Billy Kemp IV, a player who they basically have to chase out of the practice facility. Smoke Harris, I was about to say he was going to have some room to run, Matthew, on the return, but it was punched out of his hands. Now it bounces out of bounds, and that is Phelan Sanford, who played 8-man football in Benkelman, Nebraska.
Well, anybody can play in Benkelman. I mean,
They can play eight-man football.
That is nice job there, Mr. Sanford.
The game will be stopped for weather issues.
The only time they do that is with lightning. I don't see any lightning.
I didn't see any, but it just takes one strike within an 8-mile radius. 8:39 left in the game. There is a weather delay at Memorial Stadium in Lincoln, Nebraska. There was a lightning strike within 8 miles of the stadium. That started a weather delay, and after about 56 or 57 minutes, we are resuming. There was a Nebraska punt, a Louisiana Tech return, and they have it at the 49-yard line on 1st down and 10 with 8:39 left in the game. Blaze Gunnarsson trying to chase down Jack Turner, and Turner is able to scramble for a 1st down to the Nebraska 39.
Personal foul. Tripping. Offense. Number 65. 15-yard penalty. Remains 1st down.
1st down and 25. Nebraska scored 21 points in the second half since this game was level at 7-7 at halftime. Jump ball caught. Cyrus Allen right near the 1st down marker.
Nice job. He underthrew it. He came back, and then, like you said, it was a jump ball to get it.
That's 24 yards. And on 2nd down, Jacob Fields uses his right hand to brace himself before he falls. This is a not correctly spotted football.
I don't think so either.
The ruling on the field is that the runner was short of the line to gain.
Yeah, what, did he knee touch or something before that? Maybe.
Might be a review now.
The runner was down with a 1st down at the 39.5-yard line. 1st and 10, Louisiana Tech. Start. Offense, number 65. 5-yard penalty, remains 1st down.
Jacob Fields at running back for Louisiana Tech. They had a 24-yard pass play on this drive to Cyrus Allen. And Turner ball out quickly, and it's Allen who curled inside 2 different Nebraska defenders. 5 catches and up near 80 yards now for Cyrus Allen. And Jack Turner has maybe as long as he's had to throw today. The coverage is good, but there's an alley to run, and more than enough for the 1st down for Jack Turner. Hank Bachmeier is out due to injury. He's not completely bereft of experience, but he doesn't have a lot. Sophomore from Round Rock, Texas, Turner at quarterback. Back to throw, Turner. Lofting end zone, has Allen caught. Touchdown, Louisiana Tech.
Got on top of him too fast. Couldn't recover.
Jacob Barnes for his career, 124 of 125 on extra points. And they're kicking it deep.
I think they'll kick it deep.
It's caught at the 2-yard line. And Alex Bullock with a chance to return a kick. There's another running play. Anthony Grant, he will add to the 131 that he has. To Sean Hall with the tackle.
Just a lead.
Aaron Bonner is the fullback now. It's been Barrett Liebentritt most of the day. Purdy with a pass, incomplete.
Good defensive flag. He hooked him on the backside. I saw it up here.
Pass interference. Defense, number 1. The ball will be placed at the spot of the infraction. Automatic, 1st down.
We'll see how much longer before Louisiana Tech starts using timeouts. Anthony Grant moving one way, then another, and finally the swarm got to him. Grant nowhere to go. Some excellent run defense stringing the play out again for Louisiana Tech. Janiron Bonner at fullback. Anthony Grant tailback, play fake. And here is a heave by Chubba Purdy. And it's broken up. Keyshawn Paul played for 3 years at UConn, 2 years at Temple before moving to Louisiana Tech in the portal.
Nice punt.
Smoke Harris driven back to the 8-yard line. And down he goes. That is a 56-yard kick. And by the way, here's Jack Turner. Oh, he lost the ball on the snap as we get back to play here. Here's a long throw.
Nice throw.
Yeah, nice throw, and hanging on to the ball right there along the sideline. Now inside of 2 minutes, so the clock will stop moving forward on first downs. Jack Turner, pass, screen, caught, 31-yard line for Fields, and then wrestled down by John Bullock. Nate Jones with the reception, and that is good for a first down to stop the clock with 1:29 left.
They are moving this ball very easily, and the protection is really, and they're lined up offside. That should be a flag.
Smoke Harris on the edge, and Harris stays in bounds. Marker down, Harris down, out of bounds.
Holding. Offense, number 17. 10-yard penalty from the previous line of scrimmage. Remains first down.
Ball's back to the 37-yard line for Turner. Steps up in the pocket.
There he goes.
The aforementioned Jones caught it. Turner. He's got a safety valve option in Moody, but never saw him. Forced down in the pocket, chased by Chief Borders. Steps out of bounds, 49-yard line, stops the clock. 87,000 here to start the day. You see those that stuck around through the 56-minute weather delay. To throw, Turner, oh, and it's off the hands of DeColdis Crawford and intercepted by Isaac Gifford. But here is the ball off Crawford and intercepted by Isaac Gifford.
Right through his hands, hit him right in the face.
Got to take a knee one more time. And by the way, they went into the game giving up 46 yards in rushing, the second best in the country, and that's all they surrendered today to Louisiana Tech, 46 yards. And so the final seconds run down off the clock. Louisiana Tech is now 2-3. Nebraska is 2-2. So long from Memorial Stadium, where today Nebraska defeats Louisiana Tech 28-14, the 16th straight road loss for Louisiana Tech.